requirements, financial requirements, what are the entry requirements for the courses itself. Today, we would be discussing about regional studies or regional incentives that are being offered for studying at regional places in Australia. Studying in regional places have become a very, very hot topic these days when it comes to international students because of n number of reasons. Even regional Australia is basically asking students to come and study in those areas because of the added benefits and added regional incentives that are being offered to them by immigration. Today, we would be discussing what are the regional areas, what are the providers, what are the benefits as an international student that would be there for you in case you wish to study in those regional areas. We would be comparing both metropolitan cities and regional areas, and the decision is always yours. However, at the end of the session, in case if you have any questions, you can visit us or you can contact us, and we are more than happy to answer those questions. Before we start, I would like to tell you what are regional areas. Basically, regional area is referred to as any area that's outside a metropolitan area. So any area that's basically outside the metropolitan area of Australia is a regional area. So Australian government has simplified the definition of regional areas for various visa purposes. They took the initiative in November 2019 where regional areas were included. So all areas except Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane were categorized as regional areas. They came up with two different categories. Three categories rather: main cities and major regional centers, which is category 2, and regional areas and other regional centers, which is category 3. And all these areas, they have added incentives when it comes to immigration's point of view and studies as well. So any area that doesn't include Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane is considered regional. So definitely you would have a benefit of studying in these areas. What is the category 2? What are the areas that are added into category 2? They are basically Perth, Adelaide, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Canberra, Newcastle, Lake Macquarie, Wollongong, Illawarra, Lake Geelong, Hobart. These are the areas that are included in category 2 or cities and major regional areas. Now, when it comes to any other area apart from Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and these regional centers and cities, they are considered category 3 or regional centers and other regional areas. Now, these regional areas that are put into category 3, they have more added incentives as compared to category 2. There are various number of postcodes that are given on immigration's website. You can always contact any of our migration consultants and we can help you shortlist those postcodes, or in short, we can tell you which all those areas are. So basically, if we check, Canberra is category 2. Let's go to New South Wales. New South Wales, for example, Wagga Wagga, Port Macquarie, Albury. These are also regional. Lismore, Coffs Harbour, they are regional. Northern Territory falls into category 3 altogether. Then Queensland have different regional areas. You have Toowoomba. So these are the areas which are being focused on by various students when it comes to studies. So why a student wishes to study in a regional area as compared to a metropolitan area? Metropolitan area is all rise and shine. Everybody wants to live in a city. Everybody wants to study in a city. But now the generations, they are giving it a better thought to their studies. So rather than just living in a city which is crowded, though it has better transport and more courses or more educational institutes available in those in those metropolitan cities, still the incentives and the benefits that are provided by regional studies are missing. When it comes to regional studies, most importantly, from migration per se, they offer you 5 additional points. So in case you are studying and living in a regional study, that would offer you additional 5 points, which will help you further in case you wish to live in Melbourne, in case you wish to live in Australia altogether, or you want to settle in Australia because you like the job or the culture. Apart from the migration per se, the points or the TR, which we basically call post-study work visa. Generally, if you see, and if you're studying in metropolitan cities, the post-study work visa that's there is generally for 2 years only. So after completion of your study, bachelor's or highers, you would get a 2 years of post-study work visa. However, in case you are studying in a regional area, let's say you're studying in Perth, you would get additional 1 year of post-study work visa. So that will make it 2 plus 1, that's 3. Suppose you're studying in Adelaide, again, they would give you an additional 1 year of post-study work visa. Suppose you are studying in Darwin or a Northern Territory, that would give you additional 2 years of post-study work visa. So in case you're wondering why there's a difference, Category 2 offers you 1 year of additional post-study work visa along with your 2 years of study of post-study work visa, and Category 3 postcodes or regional areas offer you 2 years of additional post-study work visa. So apart from completing your qualification, you would have 3 to 4 years of time in which you can study over here or you can work over here, gain hand-on experience. Or you can even do research courses, or you can work in any of the regional areas, or you can work in any of your dream job, gain international exposure, add value to your resume. So this is a very good opportunity that's being provided to all international students in case you wish to avail these opportunities. However, this is limited to regional areas and centers only. This opportunity is still missing in metropolitan cities. Apart from that, when it comes to scholarships, most of the universities situated in regional areas, they offer scholarships. Apart from university offering scholarship, Australian government has also announced a special scholarship. It is called Destination Scholarship for International Students, those who are studying in regional universities. Now, this scholarship will provide you $15,000 per year for any student who's studying programs from Certificate 4 level. So it's not only for bachelor's, but from Certificate 4 level to doctoral level degrees. So most of the universities are offering this destination scholarship. All you got to do is there's a separate form or there's a separate requirement by every university, a statement of purpose that you need to justify why you are eligible for the scholarship. So you can have an additional add-on incentive of $15,000 of scholarship that's being offered for regional studies, which is not there in metropolitan cities altogether. There are very specialized courses that are being offered across colleges in regional centers. Now, we do know metropolitan cities have large number of universities, large number of institutes, private providers. So they have quite a range of courses available. However, not every student knows that yes, there are specialized courses that are not offered anywhere across Australia, but are offered in specialized regional universities. So let's say JCU, James Cook University, popularly known as JCU, has environmental sciences. They have linguistics courses. They have Internet of Things sponsored by Huawei. So they have geology, marine sciences. Murdoch University, they have veterinary sciences and physiotherapy courses, which are hardly offered by any universities across Australia. These specialized courses, they are very popular among students. Curtin University has recently been quite popular among international students, especially international nurses, for their conversion programs. Now, Curtin University offers a conversion program for internationally qualified nurses. In case you are a registered nurse back in your home country and you have experience in acute setting, you can just come to Curtin University, study over there for 1 year, complete your conversion program, and you would be eligible to work as a registered nurse altogether in Australia. It's pretty simple and much easier for you to have your dream job in an international destination altogether, along with the specialized courses. Curtin University also offers varied range of engineering courses, but the specialized courses that are being offered by Curtin University when it comes to engineering are chemical engineering, petroleum engineering, and other mining-related courses, which are not offered by any university across Australia. There are very huge benefits when it comes to studying these courses. You would have very less competition. These courses, when they are offered at a very selective places, the number of students that study these courses would be very small as compared to a normal business administration or accounting courses, which are offered by every single provider across Australia. These courses would add an upper edge to your qualification, would add value to your resume, and would make you a better candidate to get a better job in these areas. These qualifications would help you gain an international exposure and would help you excel in your own field, should you wish to pursue these courses. However, apart from the courses that are being offered, the class sizes that these universities have are also comparatively pretty small. Metropolitan universities, they have a pretty huge class size. Why? demand. It's as simple as that. There are a huge number of students that they have to cater to. However, the universities that are there in regional areas, they have very small class size. There are universities which have class size like 22, 23 students. Let's see, if we compare James Cook University, they have close to 22 students for every one professor to teach. So every one professor or lecturer they have would be catering to 22 to 23 students. It's very simple for a student who is from an international background or from an international country can come over here and study that courses, have one-on-one interaction. They would not be, threatened by a lot of competition, or they wouldn't be hesitant in asking questions when there are not too many students around them. They can very easily interact to their tutors. They can very easily make friends, interact with their course coordinators as well. It's a very simple pathway for students to achieve their qualification in a very small classroom size. Now, small classroom size would give them a personalized sort of education, and it's quite easy for them to qualify and have a relationship, a long-term relationship with their tutors and lecturers. So it's a very huge benefit when it comes to studying in regional areas. Moreover, if you want to see a true culture, true Australian culture, regional places would be the one where you should be focusing. Metropolitan cities have a mix of culture. So all the metropolitan cities, they have a multicultural outlook. They don't have a fixed Australian culture. They have a larger population. They have better job options. They have people from different religions, different faiths, working together in different organizations. However, if you want to experience a true Australian culture, true community strength, then regional universities would be the better place to study in. The environment that's there is pretty relaxed. The cost of living is extensively low. Suppose you're renting an accommodation, let's say in Melbourne. Now, Melbourne and accommodation would cost you anywhere around, in city would be anywhere around $2,200 an apartment for a month. However, even if you're staying in Adelaide City, the apartment rent cost would be anywhere around $1,300 a month. There's an extensive difference in the living cost at regional cities and centers and metropolitan cities altogether. That would save you a major chunk that you can accumulate towards your education. Now, apart from saving at your education with varied number of scholarships that are being offered by department, by Australian government, by universities, you would also be saving on the living expenses, which would be an added on advantage for you to study in those regional areas. These regional areas are also pretty beautiful. Most of these regional areas are situated close to beaches. You have a very easy access to beaches. Let's go to Queensland or let's go to Adelaide. You have very beautiful beaches surrounding you. Conservatories. Let's go to Darwin. There are very beautiful conservatories surrounding you. So you would have a closer natural bonding to those places as compared to crowded places of cities and just the buildings around you. The community feel that's there would make you too strong to study and would give you a very calm environment to excel and focus on your studies. There's a lot of universities that offer these benefits. Now, it's on to you whether you want to avail those benefits while studying in a regional place or whether you want to avail these benefits while studying in a metropolitan cities. Before we proceed further, we would like to discuss about a lot of providers that are there in regional areas. Now, there are n number of providers that are there when it comes to regional areas across Australia. However, we won't be discussing all the providers. I'll just be briefing you out on the major universities that are there. When it comes to Northern Territory, there's CDU. They have one major university, Charles Darwin University, which is ranked pretty high when it comes to their ranking. Now, CDU altogether is ranked second for their graduate salaries. Their graduates, their students who are graduates or fresh graduates of CDU are employed full-time within 4 months of completion of their course, earning a median salary of $67,400. What better can a student expect from a university where they can study? So it's not just a top-ranking university, it's second when it comes to their graduate employment, and it's second when it comes to their graduate salary. So you would be studying in a university which offers a wide range of courses, from business management to accounting to IT to specialized engineering fields and to technical courses or specialized courses like teaching. They also have religious studies. So they have specialized teaching components associated with their teaching as well. They have social work, they have nursing, they have a number of courses that a student can look forward to. And just imagine, post completion of those courses, you are directly getting placed in a company to gain that exposure. They also have simulation labs available. So that'll give you a hand-on practical exposure to what you're going to do. It's not all theoretical in Australia. It's totally practical. So whatever you're going to be studying, it will give you a huge exposure to that practical environment or to that industry altogether while studying itself. So you can start your career even while studying. You would have work placements. Let's say for social work, suppose you are studying social work in Charles Darwin University, you would have 960 hours of work placements. So those work placements would be designated or segregated into two placement components. So you would be placed. There was a student who's recently qualified from CDU. However, during post-completion of his very first placement of Masters of Social Work, student got a job. He got his job altogether. University was pretty flexible enough to arrange his timings, online studies, and arrange his other practical assessments as well. However, the student was more than happy that yes, he never knew that this opportunity could exist for him, that while studying he could get a job, he could get a hand-on exposure. The added value that would be there to his resume of an international experience would be great. So even while you are studying in a regional place which is very small as compared to metropolitan city, the advantage of that place is huge, which you will never be able to get in metropolitan cities. In metropolitan cities, jobs are very competitive, very. It's a very competitive environment altogether. So they have 3 regional campuses. One university offers you 3 regional campuses in one state altogether. There is Southern Cross University as well. Now, Southern Cross University has 2 campuses in regional areas, Lismore, Coffs Harbour. Then there's University of New England, University of Wollongong, and University of Newcastle as well, which are again in regional areas. Before we proceed further, we would like to tell you about CSU, Charles Sturt University, which is again a very popular university in regional areas. Now, Charles Sturt University has n number of courses available with them. You name a course and that would be there in one of the Charles Sturt University. However, the hidden facts about these universities is something that we would like to share with all the international students that wish to pursue their qualifications with these universities. Charles Sturt University is #1 university in Australia when it comes to their graduate employment. So in case you're wondering what's the percentage ratio, that's close to 87%. So 87% of their students, they get job placements post completion of their graduate programs. They have a motto called "Start Your Career from Day One." That's what CSU focuses on. So with Charles Sturt University, technically they have varied range of simulation labs, practical labs, internships, field trips, outings that would help you focus on your studies and provide you in-depth hand-on knowledge and practical exposure when it comes to certain fields of study. And suppose you are studying dental sciences. So a dental science student can practice what they learn in simulation settings throughout their first year. So let's say, and within first year, they would have a simulation setting. However, starting post completion of their first year, starting second year onwards, they would be interacting with real patients, working under professional supervisors to administer anesthesia, perform extractions, fill teeth, all the practical skills that would form the basis of their profession. So what would be better than gaining that professional experience and professional exposure even while you are studying? Even while studying, that university focuses a lot on giving you a practical exposure, which you would benefit a lot while being a professional or while practicing that qualification or that occupation altogether. They have world-class facilities. So they have best 4 engineering labs, guys. So in case you want a hand-on experience, they have equine centers, they have experimental wineries, they have farm, dental clinics, radio stations, national lab sciences. They also have veterinary clinics. For pharmacy students, they have virtual pharmacy. So you can very easily practice while you are studying. So rather than the theoretical components, you would have practical components. However, those practical components are not just restricted to assignments or projects. They are expanded to your virtual sessions as well. They have bought technology along with your studies. So you can combine both of them together and work or study rather and gain a professional experience in these universities. CSU, they have wide range of courses. However, their courses they are formed in collaboration with industry representatives to ensure the skills of their graduates acquire or meet industry needs. CSU focuses a lot on their fresh graduates, so their course structure is pretty hefty, and they have formed that course structure interacting with various industry representatives, keeping into mind the accreditation of with the relevant Australian authorities or industry bodies. So any course that you complete with CSU, most of the courses would be accredited by Australian government. That means once you have completed that course, you can work anywhere in Australia or across the globe, because those courses are approved by Australian government or their bodies or the industry bodies. These organizations, they work very closely with Charles Sturt University to guarantee that graduates from this university are industry ready whenever they want. Whenever they wish to work, they can be ready altogether. So these universities, they not only have varied range of courses, guys, but they have added on benefits for their courses. Moving further, everybody knows about Curtin University and their conversion programs. They offer a wide range of subject areas, and you will study in technology-rich learning environment that create real workspaces, enhancing your studies and giving you hand-on practical experience. You can also increase your employability ratio through internships or real work projects that would strengthen your skills and expand your industry knowledge. With these universities, based on their internship, based on their simulation labs, based on their flexible offerings, you are industry ready. Curtin University is ranked #1 university worldwide in highly regarded academic ranking of World Universities 2020. So, guys, it's a very top-ranking world-class university. They have varied range of courses: business management, accounting, sciences, engineering. But their most specialized courses are conversion programs for nursing, like we discussed earlier. They have mining programs, they have chemical engineering, they have petroleum engineering programs, they have social work, they have teaching programs, be that bachelor's of early childhood education or secondary teaching. There are varied range of specialized courses that are being offered, along with the work placement component that's inbuilt in their course structure. Their course structure has been designed keeping into mind the practicality of or the practical outcome of that course altogether. So whenever you are studying with these universities, you're not only studying in regional areas, not only availing the regional benefits, but also you are studying at world-class facility with world-class course structure, which will give you an upper edge or a practical edge to your occupation when you want to pursue that occupation further. In case you wish to pursue research or PhD or MPhil, these universities, they offer that as well. Curtin University has close to 87% of their professors which are at PhD level. They are very good when it comes to their research courses as well. Then there's another popular university, Southern Cross University. Now, Southern Cross University has achieved world-class results in their research and rankings, student satisfaction, and overall reputation. Their success is combined with their fantastic locations. They have multiple locations all across Australia. They have amazing support system for their students. That's what makes that place a perfect place to study. They have specialized courses like marine sciences, forest sciences. And apart from these courses, they have a very, very different way of teaching these courses. Depending on the courses and units that you undertake, you can undertake a field trip in any of variety of settings. So let's say you can go to river, accessing rivers, lakes, estuaries to study water quality, or structures testing, or wildlife, exploring coastal formations to study rocks, pools, and marine life. You can head out on boats to observe whales as well and dolphins. So visiting native forests, plantations for land management skills as well. So depending on your course, they have field trips. In a year, throughout a year, they offer anywhere around 40 excursions that are organized by these universities for their students altogether. So these field trips may vary from 1-day trip to a 10-day trip as well. So you're not just studying with these universities, but you are actually experiencing that quality of education, and you are having that experience of your life altogether with these universities, with these excursions that are being offered in these specialized programs. When it comes to their other programs, especially when it comes to their engineering programs, they cover a wide range of disciplines. They have four major laboratories that are used for research and teaching activities. So these laboratories, they are world-class laboratories. They have major subdisciplines, including material conditioning and testing, concrete and structural testing, fluid or hydraulic testing, mechanical and physics. Students have access to their computers, specialized softwares, which are pretty expensive should you wish to purchase them on your own. But these universities, they make sure that you have everything that you need, or everything that you need when it comes to these practical exposures. They have spaces where students can undertake their own personal study or group study, or you can do projects altogether. So Southern Cross University not only focuses a lot on your practical studies, but also on your team building. They have group activities, group study, group discussions, group assignments, together simulation labs, excursion trips. They focus a lot about building you altogether rather than just your education. Post completion of your qualification from Southern Cross University, be that in specialized fields or in generic fields, you would be a very different person. You would be an industry ready person as an international student. What else do you need? The money that you're going to spend on that education, you would want to earn that money back. Post completion of that qualification, you would be looking for a job. What's better than getting a job directly after your qualification or even during your qualification? You have ample amount of opportunities that are available during these qualifications. When it comes to moving further, James Cook University offers 153 courses across 13 fields of studies. They have 6 campuses across Australia. James Cook University is very popular when it comes to their marine sciences, freshwater biology, their social work, and their teaching components as well. They have 40 scholarships, 40 different scholarships that are offered in different study areas. They also have specialized research centers and institutions. These universities, they offer you a world-class education. So if I was an international student, I would prefer to study in a regional area. There are very number of reasons that I can go ahead with. Today we have discussed a lot about regional areas. What are the benefits when it comes to your education, your shaping of future, your migration per se. Should you have any questions, guys, please feel free to visit any of our branches across India, or we are just a call away. You can just give us a call and we are more than happy to answer. While there are many pros and cons of studying in both regional and metropolitan areas in Australia, we suggest that you find one that meets your requirement well. So our education consultants, they are highly qualified to assist you out, to understand your needs, and then guide you in a best possible manners. Before we end this session, there are some of the factors that you should consider when making the final decision about studying in regional Australia or in these regional universities, which is basically your career goal, your financial situations, your preferred courses, your lifestyle, the reputation or ranking of that university, the graduate outcome of that university, the salary outcome of that university, the cost of living, and the job opportunities. So before you make that decision, guys, take a time, think back. These universities have a lot to offer to you apart from just their specialized courses. They are the one that can shape your future altogether. However, guys, if you still have further questions, please visit any of our offices. You can visit our Mehsana office as well, and our consultants are waiting over there to answer all your queries. We are just a call away. We do have chat groups. We have groups at Telegram, Study Work Settle. You can add yourself in that group, ask any question that you have. We have education consultants and migration consultants qualified to answer your queries in that group. We also have different live sessions that we organize throughout the time frame. We have our Instagram page, we have our YouTube videos, we have our Aussizz Group Facebook page, which would help you out further in understanding what all courses, and what's there that Australia can offer. Thank you so much for being with us, guys. Have a great day and hope the session was highly informative for you.